Coach, what another adversity-filled game for you guys, and it seems like you seem to weather the storm. But what impressed you most from Luka Kloc's first career win to the finish?
It's a hard game for a goalie. That's a really good team that we played, and he hasn't played in a little bit, just how the schedules align. So I think as a young kid, you're always adjusting to the pace, adjusting to the timing, and to get thrown in after a few weeks of not game action, it was awesome just to see him acclimate to the speed, to see how he competed, see how he worked. I thought he was a huge difference maker in our game tonight.
What would you like to see tomorrow that maybe the team didn't have enough of tonight? I feel like they played as well as they could have, all things considered. Another really good 60-minute effort, but what do you want to see tomorrow that maybe the team didn't have tonight?
Tomorrow's a great challenge for us, playing a third game in 3 days, a little bit of travel in there. I think it's for us, it's another piece of developing the type of team we want to be, that no matter the situation, we're playing our best, we're playing steel hockey, and it'll be fun to see the guys compete tomorrow.
And now we got some great fans here with us that want to ask some questions. So we got Mike, and we got Jacob and Becky. So we're going to pass the torch here to another Mike.
During the course of the game, and tonight was no different than any other, there's a lot of questionable calls that sometimes will pop up. There's things that happen out on the ice, scraps, etc. How do you keep the team focused like that when you can't go necessarily immediately back to the locker room and calm them down? What do you say to them? How do you take care of especially young kids like this?
That's a really, really good question, and for all of us, right, we get caught up in the emotion of things, and so we work on it a lot. We've got great kids who are very committed to what they want to accomplish, and it's always, as you pointed out, bringing it back to what's in our control versus what's not. And so our guys have jobs to do out there, they know that, and anything else really is a distraction from that. So I thought they did a really good job of that tonight.
Going forward, you've got two really good goalies that we've seen so far this season in Christian and in Luka. How do you figure out how you divide up the time between them?
That's a great question, and it depends on a lot. The simple answer is most teams kind of play the guy that they think is going to win no matter what. For us, we're such believers in development. Like, Christian started with us as a development goalie, and it's kind of a long-term process for guys. As a goalie myself, I know it takes a really long time to adjust to a new level, especially a talented level like this, such a high-skill league. And so how we do it is to try and set both of them, Luka and Christian, up for success individually for them. Of course, you're taking the team into account, but really we're looking at games and weeks and schedules, how they're training, how they're working in timelines that allow them both to kind of accelerate their own development.
One last question for you. Plays are obvious at times during the course of it. How do you set up those plays, and how do you get them, when a play breaks down, how do you teach them to adjust to it to bring everything back in?
We try and operate off of principles, and so we think the players are brilliant, and we think the game happens so fast that you can't really go stand on an X or an O. And it's just a different way of looking at it. So what we want to teach them is a concept, and then allow their brilliance, their skill, their brain, their ability to take over in the moment and make the right decision at that time.
Thank you, Coach.